You've probably heard of Viagra and Cialis for erections. I mean, they are the most famous little pills in the world. But what if I told you these medications have benefits that go far beyond the bedroom? I'm talking about massive impacts on your heart, your brain, your muscles, and your bladder. Could these pills actually be the secret to male longevity? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Clinic Desir. I'm Dr. Maya Roa, urologist and pelvic surgeon. Today, we are going to dive deep into the science of these medications, medically known as PDE5 inhibitors, and uncover all the incredible things they do to your body that most people have absolutely no idea about. Now, a quick disclaimer before we dive in. This video is meant for educational purposes only. I'm a doctor, but I'm not your doctor, so please do not start taking any of these medications without consulting your own healthcare provider first. All right, let's get into the things you might be missing out on. Let's start with the basics. Viagra, Cialis, Levitra, all these medications fall under a class called phosphodiesterase, type 5 inhibitors, or PDE5 inhibitors for short. But what does that actually mean for your body? Well, your body produces a chemical called cyclic GMP, or cGMP for short. The job of cGMP is to cause your smooth muscles to relax and your blood vessels to dilate, which means a lot more blood can flow through them. Now, there's an enzyme in your body called PDE5, and its entire job is to break down that cGMP. So when you take a PDE5 inhibitor, like Viagra or Cialis, you are essentially blocking that PDE5 enzyme. This allows the cGMP to accumulate. The smooth muscles stay relaxed, the blood vessels stay wide open, and the blood keeps flowing freely. And that is exactly why these medications work so flawlessly for erectile dysfunction. The penis requires a massive, rapid increase in blood flow to achieve and maintain an erection. PDE5 inhibitors make sure that blood flows easily through those tiny penile vessels. But here's the secret. PDE5 isn't just found in the blood vessels of the penis, it is found all over your body. In fact, these medications were originally studied as a treatment for high blood pressure. The PDE5 enzymes are in your lungs, your heart, your brain, your bladder, your prostate, and more. Which means when you take that pill, you are potentially affecting all of those systems as well. And that is where things get really, really interesting. Let's start with your heart. Sildenafil, the active ingredient in Viagra, is actually FDA approved under a different brand name called Revatio. It's prescribed specifically for a severe condition called pulmonary arterial hypertension. This is a type of high blood pressure in the arteries of the lungs, which forces the right side of the heart to work incredibly hard to pump blood. It can actually be life-threatening. By dilating the pulmonary blood vessels, sildenafil dramatically improves the ability for people with this condition to exercise, breathe, and greatly improves their quality of life. But the research goes even beyond that. In people with chronic heart failure, sildenafil has been shown to improve lung function and prevent fluid buildup in the lungs during exercise. Because these drugs help blood vessels relax, they essentially improve the inner lining of your blood vessels, something we call endothelial function. They may even help protect the heart muscle itself from thickening and scarring over time as we age. In a massive US study looking at over 72,000 men with erectile dysfunction, researchers found something astonishing. Men who were prescribed PDE5 inhibitors had a 13% lower rate of major adverse cardiovascular events. That includes heart attacks, strokes, and cardiovascular-related death compared to men who weren't taking them. And there was a dose-response relationship, meaning the more consistently men used these medications, the greater the heart benefit appeared to be. The highest users saw up to a 55% lower rate of these severe heart events. Now, a quick caveat, these are observational studies, not randomized controlled trials. We can't definitively say the pills cause the heart protection. Maybe guys who take these pills are just generally healthier or more active. But the signal is incredibly strong and shows up across multiple studies. It essentially acts as a workout for your blood vessels. Next up, the neurological benefits. Could Viagra be good for your brain? PDE5 is heavily expressed in very specific brain regions, including the hippocampus, which is responsible for memory, the cerebellum, and the substantia nigra. Both sildenafil and tadalafil are able to cross the blood-brain barrier, meaning they directly enter the brain tissue. In a meta-analysis of 34 preclinical studies, PDE5 inhibitors were shown to reduce neuroinflammation, lower oxidative stress, and even decrease amyloid burden, which is the toxic protein buildup associated with Alzheimer's disease. Now, that was in animal models, but what about humans? In a systematic review looking at over 8.3 million people, researchers found that PDE5 inhibitor use was associated with a 47% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Again, this is an association, not a proven cure, but a 47% reduction is a number that makes scientists sit up and pay very close attention. In a meta-analysis of 34 preclinical studies, PDE5 inhibitors were shown to reduce neuroinflammation, lower oxidative stress, and even decrease amyloid burden, which is the toxic protein buildup associated with Alzheimer's disease. Now, that was in animal models, but what about humans? In a systematic review looking at over 8.3 million people, researchers found that PDE5 inhibitor use was associated with a 47% lower risk of developing Alzheimer's disease. Again, this is an association, not a proven cure, but a 47% reduction is a number that makes scientists sit up and pay very close attention. In one small study of 43 non-obese men with mild ED, taking a daily 5 mg dose of Cialis for 2 months resulted in increased abdominal lean muscle mass, which was actually measured by a DEXA scan. But interestingly, when they stopped the medication, that effect faded away. In the lab, tadalafil has been shown to increase androgen receptor expression and myogenin, which is a protein deeply involved in muscle development. Now, let me be very clear. We are not at the point of prescribing Viagra or Cialis as muscle-building supplements. You will see wild claims online saying it doubles protein synthesis. That is simply not true. The data is still in its infancy, mostly from cell cultures or animal research. Taking massive doses to try and build muscle is a terrible idea and can have negative side effects. But the mild enhancement of blood flow to muscle tissue is certainly an intriguing area of ongoing research. Now, as a urologist, I have to talk about the urologic applications. Tadalafil, better known as Cialis, is actually FDA approved to treat BPH, or benign prostatic hyperplasia. This is an enlarged prostate. If you're a man over 50, you probably know what I'm talking about. Waking up 3 times a night to pee, a weak urinary stream, urgency, and feeling like you can never fully empty your bladder. Tadalafil actively relaxes the smooth muscles of the prostate, the bladder neck, and the urethra. When you take it, everything relaxes, and you can simply pee much easier. I prescribe this all the time at Clinic Desir. If a patient comes in with both erectile dysfunction and annoying urinary symptoms from an enlarged prostate, daily Cialis is a fantastic, convenient 2-for-1 medication that beautifully manages both conditions. As I always say here at Clinic Desir, these medications are wonderful for keeping your sex life vibrant and healthy. If they happen to protect your heart and brain along the way, that is just the ultimate bonus. If you found this video eye-opening, please make sure you hit that subscribe button right now for more evidence-based content on urologic health, longevity, and maximizing your sexual wellness. Share this with a friend or partner who needs to hear it. Thank you so much for watching Clinic Desir. And as always, take care of yourself because you are worth it. I'll see you in the next one.